And so this line, Smollett, Jussie Smollett, Fox News is reporting Chicago Police Superintendent Eddie Johnson held a briefing yesterday where he condemned Jussie Smollett alleged stage attack.
An angry Chicago police superintendent today laying out the case that they have against Jussie Smollett.
This announcement today recognizes that Empire actor Jussie Smollett took advantage of the pain and anger of racism to promote his career. My concern is that hate crimes will now publicly be met with a level of skepticism that previously didn't happen.
How can you doubt that? Like, how do you not believe that? It's the truth. And then it became a thing of like, oh, it's not necessarily that you don't believe that this is the truth. You don't even want to see the truth.
To be quite honest, it's shameful.
It's shameful. What? And then he went and talked to a lesbian. Is that woman a lesbian? Yeah. What a dumb woman. She fell for it. She wanted to hear that. A lesbian wanted to hear. Lesbian wanted to hear the lie from a radical homosexual social justice warrior. That's from Fox News. And it ain't over, white folks. It ain't over. Because black people have been trained to be this way. And even by the cops talking about racism as though it's real, it's just adding. It's not over. There's no such thing as racism. It has never been. No such thing as racism, sexism, homophobia-ism, Islamophobia-ism, deadbeat dad-ism, or white supremacism. All those are lies. It's just good or evil. And even by the black police Chicago superintendent saying that it's shameful or because it made the real racism look bad or whatever he said, there's no such thing. So all you're doing is feeding to the next generation, and they're going to act out too, excuse me. They're going to act out as well because you're pushing a lie. And others will believe the lie, and they will act out just like Jussie Smollett, and they're going to be worse. It's going to get worse. Racism doesn't exist. White folks are not against black people. The so-called presidential hopeful, Cory Booker, and Kamala Harris were calling this a modern-day lynching. What a shame.
Now, when this first happened and his explanation for it, everyone seemed to weigh in, including presidential candidates. Cory Booker and Kamala Harris both called it a modern-day lynching in tweets.
Which tweet? What tweet?
About saying that it is a modern-day lynching that...
Sorry.
Yes, Jussie Smollett.
Okay, so I will say this about that case. I think that the facts are still unfolding, and I'm very concerned about, obviously.
She acted like she didn't know what was going on. I wonder did her workers send out the tweet? Because she really like, lying heifer? Lying. Rather than saying, you know what, I'm sorry, white people, that was wrong. That should have never happened. She needs to be fired. That should have never happened. Now, so-called Senator Kamala Harris released a statement saying Smollett actions are a distraction from real hate crime. No such thing as real hate crime. A crime is crime, folks. Here we go.
Just moments ago, Senator Harris released a statement about this after being asked repeatedly on the trail about it. Like most of you, I've seen the reports about JUSSIE Smollett, and I'm sad, frustrated, and disappointed. When anyone makes false claims to police, it not only diverts resources away from serious investigations, but it makes it more difficult for other victims of crime to come forward. At the same time, we must speak the truth. Hate crimes are on the rise in America. Part of the tragedy of this situation is that it distracts from that truth and has been seized by some who would like to dismiss and downplay the very real problems that we must address. We should not allow that. I will always condemn racism and homophobia. We must always confront hate directly, and we must always seek justice. Kamala Harris there from the trail.
Well, she needs to be confronted because
Shut up!
She is the one of hate. Do we have that soundbite where she says, smoking weed just makes you feel good? She probably need a joint about now, especially when that reporter was asking her about it.
Have you ever smoked?
I have. I think that it gives a lot of people joy, and we need more joy.
More joy in this world.
I didn't see it, though.
It was audio.
No, she said it on a radio show.
I know, but he grabbed the audio of it so he could drop
No,
it.
I want the real deal drop it. I want to be looking at her when you drop it.
Okay, let me pull it up.
Picky.
It need to be a drop, but I need to see her saying it because see her lying so the black can see that they're following the wrong people. They should be following anyway, but especially and black people love this kind of stuff because it's against the whites.
Here it goes.
So there are a lot of reasons why we need to legalize.
Have you ever smoked?
I have.
Okay. Like in
And
college, or-
I inhale. I did inhale.
You did inhale? Okay.
It was a long time ago.
That's that weed.
yes.
I know you have to go. They say you have to go. I just wanted to
I
ask.
just broke news.
I mean, was it in college? See, I like stuff like that. That's a real honest answer.
Real.
Was it a blunt or
Is
joint?
that weed laughing?
It was a joint.
Hey,
Yeah.
you remember the high?
I do.
So if it was legalized all throughout the country and medicinal, would you?
Is she
you know,
high
do
now?
Listen, I think that it gives a lot of people joy, and we need more joy.
More joy in this world.
Amazing. Amazing. What a lying, smoking weed woman lying. Is she high? That's what I remember years ago when I was in the Fallen State. When I was in the Fallen State, for a while I smoked weed out here in California. Didn't like it because it made me nervous. I couldn't tell if I was if I wanted to live or die. It made me nervous. I didn't think everybody should be smoking weed. That's wrong. It makes you unconscious. And now you got a politician thinking, what amazing. Fox News reported last week Kamala Harris went on a morning. And so I got to say, so Smollett went on a lesbian show, right?
Yeah.
Was interviewed by a lesbian.
Robin Roberts.
How did he pick out a lesbian to interview him? That black woman, a lesbian. Lesbian!
Oh, come on. I'm sure ABC was involved in that decision.
And she wanted to hear that. That's why he made a fool out of her.
Yeah.
Amazing. Fox News last week, Kamala Harris went on a morning radio show and talked about smoking pot because her family was Jamaican. And that pot brought people joy. We just played that. And then her father responded. I want the one where her father responded. Her father, an economics professor at Stanford University, was outraged, saying that Camilla's grandparents and great-grandparents must be turning over in their graves. Here's that.
So that's B.
Yes.
We're skipping it.
It's real hysterical for the former attorney general of that state to talk about doing something illegal, laughing about it, giggling about it, and trying to get some traction for it. Among the people that were upset by it, her dad, Donald Harris, from Jamaica, an economics professor at Stanford University, says this: "My dear departed grandmothers, as well as my deceased parents, must be turning in their grave right now to see their family's name, reputation, and proud Jamaican identity being connected in any way jokingly or not with the fraudulent stereotype of pot-smoking, joy-seeking, and in pursuit of identity politics. Man, what a blast at his daughter who wants to be the next president.
No kidding.
A blast from the past. That's amazing. And then the last soundbite is, according to Fox, Camila's parents divorced when she was young, and her mother raised her, no wonder. Raised her and her sister.
He added, and he had sent this statement to Jamaica Global Online. He said, speaking for myself and my immediate Jamaican family, we wish to categorically disassociate ourselves from this travesty. The campaign had no comment as of yesterday. It should be pointed out that Kamala Harris's parents divorced when she was younger, and her mother raised her and her sister.
But her father still had a big part of her life, according to reports.
Today she'll be with Al Sharpton in New York City.
Amazing. Hooking up with the devil. That's mind-blowing. So, James, I wanted it to be known, let it be written, let it be said, that even if some blacks admit that this was wrong, it was evil, they still gonna say, but racism still exists.
Yep.
Homophobiaism still exists. And slavery and all that, they're still gonna hold the whites in captivity.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, that's not gonna change. And they're not gonna apologize to white people for going along with this lie. They'll just find another lying black person who pretend they were attacked.
Because whites don't demand an apology.
No. They do not demand it. And you're not going to hear white people out there demanding an apology. It's unfortunate. It is that way. White people are afraid. Not all, but most are afraid. Amazing.
You know that Robin Roberts woman? People over at ABC said nobody feels that Robin Roberts was duped. Taking advantage of, yes, but not duped.
No, duped is taken advantage of.
I know.
Duped.
And they said, who could have seen this stuff coming out today? I think most of us saw it coming.
I know it. We saw it coming, folks, and so did Robin Robinson. Robinson doesn't look like a lesbian.
No, she just has short hair. Oh, because she's slim. I did a report just at the top of this hour that lesbians and bisexual females are more likely to be overweight. But she's not overweight. She had cancer, though.
Oh, she did?
Yeah,
oh,
she overcame cancer.
Oh, like really? That. Amazing. So, and the reason that the lesbians are fat and the homosexuals are skinny, because they're switching roles.
Yeah.
Normally the woman is thin and the man is fat. They're switching roles.
Wow. Yeah, I hadn't considered that.
Isn't that something? Amazing. Absolutely amazing.